Years ago I used to play a game called Altitude. It was a free-to-play multiplayer 2D plane physics game. It had deathmatch, team deathmatch, even a ball mode where you can grab the ball, pass it to other people and score goals with it. You could control a variety of different planes and pick up power-ups. It was just one of my favorite games of all time. I played it for almost 1,000 hours. I have made other videos of that. You can go down to the description down below and click on those videos if you want to watch them. But welcome to what I predict to be the first video of many to try and find a successor to Altitude, because there has been no Altitude 2. Nearly games won't make it, so since I've stopped playing it, I have always been looking for an Altitude 2. Something similar, something close to that, something preferably with a ball, but most importantly, physics. I've always liked physics in games. So if I can just find something similar to Altitude, I'll be happy and I'll play that forever. This is Rebel Wings. This is a game which is $5, not free to play like Altitude. And it's still on Steam's early access, so there is still time for some improvements. And just off the trailer, I can see that it is based off of physics and you control planes. So I bought it. Not much is needed, you just put those two things in a game and I'll be seriously interested in it. So first, I guess I'll show you the settings in this game, which the settings are very minimal. You can adjust the music, the sound. Resolution is 1920 by 1080. Thankfully, you can have it in full screen. This fantastic fastest, I think this is graphics quality. I guess it doesn't really say that. So, I don't know. And controls are very, very minimalistic, I guess you can say. You can play it with one hand, just use your mouse. Right click is to fire, left click is the throttle. Let's join a game. And right now you can probably see my first problem with this game. There's no servers here. Like, yeah, this is a new game. This was released earlier this month. But there's no new games. No new games. At all. Bad for the future. So I have to make my own game. Fine. Rebel Wings server, public game. So anyone can join this. Host. And this is where you can choose different maps. You can also choose between two different modes, Team Deathmatch and Deathmatch. You can score to win, so I'll just choose up to 10 here. I guess you can say the game was made to play with 4 other players, but you can play with 8 other players. For this example, I'll just be showing you 4 though. Now what surprised me when I first started playing this was how small all the planes are. You're almost this tiny little white dot, and so are all the other planes. The only way you can tell the difference are by the trails you all leave behind. So there are red trails, yellow, green, blue, and that's how it also works in Team Deathmatch. It does help that the background is fairly simplistic and not too many details or colours right there. I also really like the sound effects in this. Not so much the music, but the actual sound the plane gives off when it does move. I'll let you listen to it for a bit. I also like that they put in the sound of your bullets hitting another plane and making a thud sound for every bullet which hits. That's cool, and really that lets you know if your bullets are actually hitting them, because you can't always watch your bullets, you have to be flying a plane. There's more which you have to keep an eye on. But just like Altitude, it is the gameplay which shines in this. So the way matches go is that you basically just fly around, find other planes, and usually there's a big group fight somewhere. You just go in there, shoot your gun, and you end up with a kill, or you hit another plane a bunch of times. Every time you do hit them, you seem to get +5 points, because a -5 pops up on an enemy plane once you do hit them. I don't really understand why, because there's not a scoring system. The only scoring system are by kills and deaths, which I think is really stupid. I'll explain that a bit later though. There are power-ups in the game which you can fly through, and these are simply represented by the grey spinning boxes with an icon on them. There's a power-up which makes you do more damage with your machine gun, one which gives you a shield, one with bombs, and one which just turns you into some kind of sniper with cannons or something. Oh, and one which turns your plane into a battering ram. I like the power-ups in this type of game. It really adds to, I guess, the style of it. It's not trying to be serious, it's not trying to be a simulator. It's just a fun game where the gameplay is meant to shine. Though they do seem kind of overpowered, at least against the bots, especially the bomb one, where I could just fly over other planes and just drop bombs all day. Because gravity is always on your side, planes will always fall down to the bottom. That's where they usually end up fighting. They don't fight at the top of the map, they almost always fight down the bottom. So you just fly over there, drop bombs, and get a bunch of kills. Sometimes a multi-kill or monster kill, whatever. Once again, you don't get points for multi-kills, monster kills and things. You just get points for whoever you kill. And every other plane is worth 1 single point. I don't like this scoring system because it encourages kill stealing. And I know I'm only playing against bots, but it's still the same kind of mechanic where you just find a group of planes, you just run in with your guns blazing and you can get a kill just by being lucky really. Don't need to plan things out or anything, but if this did have some online servers then it would be the same thing. So it's not so much about dogfighting with a plane, 1 versus 1, it's about just going in, timing your run and just spamming all your bullets. What I found was the most fun was 1 versus 1 against the bot. I know it's a bot, but 2 friends playing this game, I think this would be the best mode to play it, just 1 versus 1 each other. Because this is where the skill comes in. This is where you see that you have to dodge all the bullets and you can see the bullets trace through the sky and you can just position yourself and time it as well, get behind the other plane and you're just always adjusting for that position. That is a lot of fun because it's a constant struggle and it's tense. Although it does seem to devolve into just whoever has the best power up. If your opponent has a power up then there's not really many ways to defend yourself, apart from flying away. What is very important with these physics plane style games is the feeling of weightlessness, that you can just fly through the air. When you fall you do need that tense kind of atmosphere, but you can also recover from that. In this there is no stalling in this game, so it is very easy to recover from a fall. Unless you do get shot at and there's no way of recovering from that until you hit the ground and respawn. But the feeling of weightlessness and difficulty of flying is really in this game. The difficulty of flying, the risk of easily hitting the ground and getting shot is in this game. And that makes it all the more satisfying once you do hit another plane. So overall this is a fun game in its gameplay, though the lack of servers and community really does kill it. If I was to compare this to Altitude being a 10 out of 10, then I would probably give this game a 6 out of 10. Though the physics, the sound, the graphics are okay, there are the obvious faults, such as the servers, the overpowered power-ups, and the bright airbase map really are the worst things in this game. I think this game could have more. The game could have a ball mode. The advantage with this game is that it is still in early access, so a lot can change. It can get worse or it can get better. They could add in new features, they could make the planes bigger, louder, noisier, more deadly, less powerful power-ups. Really cool, so thank you for watching this video. It's been fun making this and I hope I have helped those of you who have played Altitude in the past and are interested in a game like this. It is $5 on Steam in early access like I said, so it can change a bit. Might be worth waiting on this one, but maybe keep an eye out on it just in case it does get a big update. I'll be keeping an eye on those updates, as I'll be looking out for other games similar to this. If you know of any others like this, then please let me know, post it in the comments. Sum up the video if you do like this, thumb down if you don't want to see any more, and I hope to see you next time.